Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year to you all. And this year we have a lot of tutorials and lessons coming up for you to help you enhance your musical skills in music production. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Ableton Live. This tutorial, I will give you the essentials you need to get started in Ableton Live. So if you're a beginner, you can use this series as a guide to get started in Ableton, or if you're already into Ableton, you can use this to refresh your memory. We are going to talk about audio setup in today's video, but before we do that, I need you to like, share and subscribe to this channel. It goes a long way, helps support our channel. So let's talk about audio setup in this lesson. This is to help us hear audio out of Ableton Live, and to do this, we are going to head to the left top corner of our screen and locate options and go to preference, and we have our preference opened up. Now another way you can also access preference in Ableton is to use a key shortcut, Control comma, and you have your preference opened up. Now that we are in preference, the first thing we are going to look at in setting up our audio to get audio signal out of Ableton is to look at our driver setup. You need to make sure that you've installed the right drivers for your audio interface in order to help smooth operations in Ableton. So I have mine on ASU because that is what my audio interface supports. Now we are going to look at audio device or setting up our audio interface. You need to come to audio device, click on this right here, and then you select your audio device here. I am using the SSL2 audio device. I'm using audio interface for SSL2. The SSL2 USB audio interface. Yeah, that's what I'm using, and this is the driver for it. So SSL ASIO driver 1, select that, and you have your audio device set up. The next thing we are going to look at is our channel configuration, input config, output config. So you click on input config, and right here you can select the number of input channels you want to use. I have only 2 input channels, so I have mine set to 1 and 2, but if you have more than 2 input channels, they are all going to show up here, and you can even rename them in the spaces here. And then stereo inputs, I still have 1 and 2 stereo inputs. The next thing we are going to look at is our output config. Output config, I still have mono outputs, I have 1 and 2, and then my stereo outputs, I have 1 and 2. That is for the headphone mix, and then the mono outputs are for my monitors, and any other thing. Now that we have our channel config setup, we are going to look at audio hardware setup. That is, you just see hardware setup here. So we click on hardware setup. Hardware setup option is like the control panel for your audio device. So when that is opened up, the control panel for your audio device will show up, and then you can adjust the settings here. I'm okay with what I have here, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then we are going to talk about sample rate. Now sample rate has to do with the audio quality or your high frequency capture. All right, and I have mine set to 44.1. all right, you can set yours to 48, 96 and above, and whatever works for you. The only disadvantage is that when you set your sample rate to a higher amount, it's going to occupy more space on your PC. So to set that out, you're going to see input or out sample rate, and then you just select your preferred amount. And so I'm just going to leave mine on 44.1. Then default SR and pitch conversion, I'm just going to leave mine on high quality. Then we are going to talk about latency, that is buffer size. Now, buffer size means the amount of delay you hear when recording, and these are measured in samples. So for recording, I'll advise that you set your buffer size to a lower amount or a lower sample to reduce the amount of latency, so that you have a smooth recording. So we can set ours to 128 or 256 for smooth recording. Mine is on 2048 because I was doing a mixing session in Ableton Live, so it's set already. It's already set up, and I don't want to change it, so I'm just going to leave it like that. But if you are recording, set it to a lower buffer size. If you are mixing or editing, you can set it to a higher buffer size, all right, so that it will reduce the pops and clicks and all that, because when you are mixing, your computer takes a lot of space, and you need a bigger amount of buffer size to help you work smoothly in Ableton. Now, with this, you should be ready to get started in Ableton and also be ready to make some music in Ableton. The rest of the options here, we are just going to leave them now, since we are learning how to use Ableton for beginners. So we are just going to leave the rest of the options right here. But so far, what I've taken you through should help you get started to hear audio in and out of Ableton. So I hope you like this video. That's all for our session today. You can go over the video in case you missed any steps to help you update your memory on how to get started in Ableton. If you like this video, don't forget to comment and share, like and subscribe to this channel for more tutorials. See you in the next section.